Welcome to the Write Academy. I'm Matthew R. Miller. Today I'd like to talk about descriptive writing, and I'm going to do it by taking a little paragraph from one of my books and analyzing it. And not because I think I'm the greatest writer in the world. I may not even be a good writer, but because number one, I know I own the legal rights to it, so I can do it. Number two, it's my writing, so I know it, and I'd like to explain why I did what I did. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to read you the paragraph. I'm going to show it up on the screen. You can follow along. And then I want to take a look at the verbs, the nouns, and the adjectives that I used that I believe make it descriptive writing and that form a theme for this paragraph. And I'll explain as we go along. Now, just to set up the story here, this is a young man who is seeing a girl, a young lady, and he likes her. He has a crush on her, but he doesn't know that she is a krasu or kasu. This is a supernatural creature in Southeast Asian lore. It's a girl or a woman who at night, her head detaches from her body, floats around with her organs, her entrails hanging out, and she goes and feeds on different people by sucking their blood through a long tube and converts women to more like her, and I think kills men. So it's a pretty horrifying lore, very interesting, but it's an old lore, and most Southeast Asian countries have a form of this called krasu, kasu, depending on the language, okay? So that's the setup. So he's seeing this girl at night as she truly is, with her head floating, not as the girl human, she is a human, but not as her entire body during the day, but her head floating at night. So follow along as I read it. Now he saw the insides of the girl. It was at once revolting and intimate. There, hanging from her detached head, were the internal mechanisms of human life, the parts that the gods never meant for us to see, the horrible, slimy, bloody internal gears and levers of a person. He was seeing inside of her body, inside of her own unique intestinal tract with her personal gut flora, her own heart as it beat out its electrical impulses, quickening with her every emotion, her lungs as they expanded to suck in life-giving oxygen and then to expel with hope and apprehension of the future. He was, in a sense, seeing her soul. It was bared to him. She was opening up to him the deep gift of her body, and it was beautiful. Okay, you might be thinking, gross. Well, I do write horror after all, okay? So I don't write romance, I write horror, okay? So what I'd like to do is show you why I feel this is a piece of descriptive writing. Again, not because I think I'm so great, but because I'm familiar with the work, and I'm kind of proud of this little paragraph. What I'm going to start here is talking about the verbs that I use, okay? I'm going to put up an image here. I've highlighted the verbs in blue, verbs or verb forms that I think can act as verbs. And it's not necessarily every verb in the paragraph, it's the ones I think matter, okay? So look, let's start with he saw, okay? So this shows us that he's seeing with his eyes. He's seeing this in person. We have hanging, okay? So this talks about the monster itself and how her entrails hang. They kind of dangle in the air. See, again, it shows that he is viewing this with his own eyes. It takes you right there as if you were him. Going down there about her heart, it beat out its electrical impulses. The throbbing of the heart. It's an active verb that shows how it, pumps blood, but now there's no blood to pump. Quickening with her every emotion. So as she also likes this boy, but she also, as a creature, wants to drink his blood. So she has emotions too. And he can see her heart beat quickening based on her emotions. So it's very visceral, very open. She's exposed. She's bare. Her lungs expanded and then to suck in. So we have her, sucking in air from her environment and then expel. So her lungs are breathing in and out, but again, there's no body for them to go to. So it shows that she is human. She's not all monster. She's also human. She has the functions of life, even though she's not a complete body. And one of the themes in my writing is how all people, I think, are both angels and demons. We have good in us, we have bad in us. Part of us is human, part of us is animal. Part of us is elevated, part of us is brutal. And so I wanted that to show how her lungs, in and out, good and bad, functioning without a purpose at this time, but she is still human. Finally, her soul was bared to him. This idea of being exposed and open, the humiliation of being a monster, and then opening up to him, right? So she is kind of giving herself to him in a very, I guess, traditional way. This is kind of euphemistic for the act of love between a man and a woman, opening up to him. He's seeing inside of her. And so I wanted this paragraph to be both shocking and seductive, and to show how the duality of people, that she's human, but she's a monster. She hates, but she loves. She wants to drink his blood, but she also wants to make love to him. Okay. Those are the verbs. Notice they're active verbs. I do use verbs like it was and things like that, but I tried to use a lot of action verbs that have to do with internal organs and with life. Okay. Next, we're going to look at the nouns that I used. Now, nouns, you have to use nouns in your writing, a person, place, thing, or idea. The nouns you choose, though, are going to flavor your writing. And so in this paragraph, I wanted the nouns to have to do with human body, okay? Purposely chose these, and especially with this feeling of being exposed and open. So I use insides, head, mechanisms of life. So we like the machinery inside of us, the pumping heart, parts that the gods never meant for us to see, something divine about the human body, but also disgusting on the inside. Gears and levers of a person. So gears, levers. I want the reader to see that she is a machine in a sense. Her body, her intestinal tract, her gut flora. Think about how personal and exposed that is to see someone's intestinal tract. And without trying to be too gross, all of us have our own gut flora depending on our diet and our genetics. And so to be that intimately exposed to a person is beyond love. It's almost disgusting, but it's also so intimate that it's enchanting. Her heart, her impulses. So the heart beats with electrical impulses, right, in a physical sense, but her impulses, meaning her desire for the boy also. So duality there. Emotion. I wanted to show that she is a human with emotions. Then again, you have lungs, body parts. Oxygen. She doesn't need this oxygen to live at this moment because it's got nowhere to go. She's a monster, but she's still human. And so the oxygen, she breathes out hope and apprehension of the future. Does she have hope as a monster? A krasu cannot be turned back. You have to kill them or they'll just go on being a krasu forever. And so she maybe has hope for the future. She loves this boy. She is interested in this boy, but she also has apprehension knowing that she's a monster who really essentially will never be anything else. He was seeing her soul, connection between body and soul, intimacy, being open and exposed to someone else is a way of sharing not only our body, but our soul. And then again, the deep gift of her body, deep inside. I wanted it to be visceral. I wanted it to be physical, but I wanted it to show the duality of humanity. We're physical creatures, but there's something about us that transcends just the physical. And then finally, the adjectives. Now, you have to be careful with adjectives because too many of them, it's irritating, it's distracting, and it's kind of like hack writing. Too few of them, and it feels like the writing's missing something, like you're leaving out some description that the reader could use. In modern English writing, the trend is to use fewer adjectives, which is fine. So I don't want to overdo it, but look at the adjectives I used. Revolting, intimate. So again, the duality of this monster who's both disgusting and enchanting and alluring. Detached, internal, human. She's detached from her body, but she's still a human being. So in a sense, she's detached in her thoughts, her emotions. She's a monster, but she wants love too. Horrible, slimy, bloody, internal. The viscerality of it again. I want to focus on the body horror too. I do write horror after all. Unique intestinal, personal gut. I discussed that already. Her own heart, it's hers, but she wants to share it with him. Electrical impulses. Our hearts beat from electrical impulses, and it's kind of an automatic thing. And so she is both a machine, but she's also a human. Life-giving oxygen. She is still a living being. She wants the life that comes with love, but she kind of can't have it as a monster. Bared to him. Now, this is a verb. There's a overlap between verbs and adjectives, certain forms of verbs can be adjectives and vice versa. So here, bared to him, again, exposed, open, deep, is deep, is within her soul, within her body, and then beautiful. As disgusting as this monster may seem, the young man seeing her, he looks past just the physical and understands he's seeing something within and deep inside her. And don't we do that with love? Sometimes, when you love someone, it almost doesn't matter what they look like. We may be attracted at first to how someone looks, but if you've ever loved someone and realized you don't even notice what they look like anymore, you notice who they are. Also, maybe you've loved someone you at first found physically unattractive. I've had that experience. And so the purpose of this video is just to show that that the words we use, the verbs, the nouns, adjectives, other words, will flavor our writing. That you should be very deliberate about how you use these words. Don't just write them. Think about it. Think about it while you're writing. I hope that's useful in some way to you. I just maybe if it helps you to think about your writing, mindfully, use mindfulness while you're writing. Get your ideas out, but also notice the choice of words you use and have the words mean something. Use words that for a reason, okay, your own reason. All right. Hope that helps. I wanted to remind you that I have a Patreon. The link's down in the description. Get original horror stories delivered to your inbox. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe. Tell your friends as I try to build up the Write Right Academy. I'm Matthew R. Miller. Thanks for watching.